The other one, there's two of them. There's one more that is missing.
All right.
And I may have done that on purpose because I knew we were speculating about who was going to be the first.
All right, we're off and running in 250C Moto 2 into that first turn. Looks like the 84 may have gotten there first, but he is no longer in the race lead as they go down that second straightaway. Trying to get a quick look at the number of that Husqvarna rider that took over the race lead. It looks like it is
Robert Weiss.
Yeah, the 15 machine?
I think it's 16.
Oh, and looks like Weiss was actually credited with the whole shot, so it was not quite the whole shot there for our 84 rider, but Weiss is going to take the lead in the commandments. 84 of Tristain Lemley actually moves into second place now after nearly grabbing the whole shot. But Weiss already opened up a bit of a gap here as everybody funnels through the commandments, and you're starting to see just how treacherous these conditions are as we have one of our riders going down at the end of the commandments there on a Yamaha. And a bit of a stack up on the inside right there. And yeah, look, you can see just how muddy it is. Just to get offline a little bit, it is real treacherous.
250C class said, Mikey, you said the track was looking good and raceable. And they said, we're struggling. You've lied to us.
All right, so Weiss is going to bring us out of Storyland still in the race lead. Things are tightening up, though, in a hurry. It looks like we got a KTM machine trying to move into that 2 spot. A battle for third as an exchange of positions. The 55 to the outside might even get into second place down the inside right here. And that 55 machine is Ryder Rodriguez, it looks like, out of Modesto, California. So even out of California, we're getting some solid ride riders out here. I like it. Keeping up for the Californians.
That's it. Saw him say something about Emig earlier of, hey, he doesn't get a lot of rain down there. Will he be okay? Yeah, you guys are doing fine. You guys are doing fine from California.
Oh, bit of a stack up there on the inside, and I think that may have been perhaps the
77 machine
of Durden.
Nick Durden.
Yeah. So the 55 does move into second place. Our leader is out of shot, though. Robert Weiss there on that 16, pulling away. He was fourth in our first moto, so perhaps the rider out of Woodland, New Jersey, enjoying these conditions a little bit better this time around. Having to deal with a little bit of slop and muck, but pulling away already on this first lap.
Hey, putting that Callahan MX school teaching to work out here at Loretta's in the unfavorable conditions, if you will. Or, I don't know, hey, maybe Robert Weiss is like, no, this is right up my alley. But whatever the situation is, he is rolling right now. Ryder Rodriguez in the 2 spot, Braxton Williamson in third, Nick Durden in fourth, and Gannon Lawson rounding out your top 5, as you guys see that there on Racer TV as well.
Well, I feel like what we're seeing so far in all of these motos that have ran here today at the ranch is that, man, when you get out front early, you get that whole shot, you get a little bit of clean air, you get out front pretty quickly. We're got a 4-second lead already in this class. We saw in that last moto how quickly things separated for our race leaders as well. Just a little bit of fresh air and not eating roost in these conditions is a huge winner.
Yeah, one of the things noticed this morning, or this afternoon, I guess, watching racing is you see some big leads go away quick in these conditions. A guy goes down, hey, the handlebar, the grips get muddy, get nasty, and they lose a lot of time.
Well, yeah, that's a premium, right? Is if you fall, you get a little bit of mud on those bars like you're saying. And I see a few riders out there with towels on their waistlines to try to wipe those hands, but not everybody out here has it. So even if you don't have that towel to wipe your hands off, you put your hand back on a muddy bar and suddenly you're having to deal with that slick grip the rest of the moto. It can be really tough.
Robert Weiss, again, your leader out in front. When he checked in with his first lap completed, had about a 4.5-second gap between him and the 55 of Ryder Rodriguez.
Trying to see, that looks like the 99 of Braxton Williamson.
Yep.
Going down our back straightaway in third.
Is he? Okay, he's in third. I didn't know if he'd gotten around Rodriguez or not.
I think Rodriguez is actually getting away from him a little bit. I'm not sure if he's pulling up to Weiss just yet, but he's definitely dropped this little group. We're watching 2 riders battle for the third and fourth spot. I don't believe that is Durden behind anymore. That's actually the 76 of Gannon Lawson, who's moved up into the 4th spot, and he is starting to challenge the 99 of Williamson for that 3rd position.
All right, we're going to work. Just about completed with lap number 2. We'll get our eyes on what these times look like. Robert Weiss has checked in for his second lap completed in that 2:17.7 range. Ryder Rodriguez in second place on the number 55 Honda. Braxton Williamson still in third. Ooh. But for how long? Gannon Lawson going after him right now.
Well, Lawson, he jumped that tunnel jump and landed to the outside. I don't know if he missed his breaker, but he went really long into the first corner complex. So he was almost about to make that pass, but couldn't quite get on the brakes in time. Still trying to figure it out, though. Figure out which line might work to make this pass. Going to funnel in behind him here. Might duck to the inside rut. And still just kind of following them through. So these guys still are trying to search out these lines and really figure it out. They did get a side lap. Most everybody went out for that side lap, so I think most people got a little good look at the track before they started this moto. But now as we work through the commandments, to the outside goes that 76 of Lawson. Let's see if he can swoop this line across. Not quite just yet as Williamson hangs on.
Yeah, Lawson doing a good job right there, trying out a few different lines. It's got to be frustrating. You're like, man, if it were drier, the wheels would hook up. I had him in the crosshairs, and that little, you can see the little dabs he's got. I can only imagine he's saying all of the grown-up words in the helmet right now.
Especially on this track, the way it is right now, you got these really long straightaways, and it feels like, I'm gaining on him, and then you have a little bit of a problem and maybe lose on him, and you're trying to get to that next corner ahead of him and maybe block a line off or use an outside to gain an advantage. But you just can't quite get there by the end of the straightaway, and it must just eat at you as you try to make that pass happen.
And hats off to Ryder Rodriguez, too. I mean, you've had Braxton Williamson. You've had Lawson applying the pressure, and Williamson has not succumbed to it yet. Done some good defensive riding, just holding his line. And racing the track in front of him. I don't think I've seen him look over the shoulder once.
Yeah, that's always a good sign of a rider who is focused forward, like you say. You don't want to be looking back and trying to see where your competition is. They're right behind you. They're trying to figure it out and make a pass on you. So if you're looking back, you're maybe going to leave your door open or leave yourself vulnerable to a situation where he'll find that way through if you just keep looking back at him.
250C. Abbreviated motos. I was just thinking, man, this is going fast. Well, it is, but we've also got them shortened a little bit.
Yeah, we got 250C on track right now, then WMX after that, College 18 to 24, and then Super Mini 1. Trying to get all the way to that 250C Junior 12 to 17 limited today. We're at 6 p.m. right now, but there's still quite a bit of sunshine.
We got to believe.
We got to believe we'll
get there. You got to believe. Highlight some of the guys outside of that top 5. Tristan Lemley's checked in the number 6 spot. Damian Holmes picks up a position, or at least 2. As a matter of fact, goes from 9th to 7th. Maddox Brown in the number 8 spot with Cooper Ford in 9th. And Ethan Webb, the number 24 KTM, is in 10th place.
We have got a battle for the lead. Ryder Rodriguez has caught up to Robert Weiss. I just peeked out the window here as they enter the commandments. And Weiss, I don't know if he missed a shift or whatever, but he did not get the first few doubles into the commandments. And it looks like Rodriguez is close right up onto him.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't see him go down anywhere. He looks clean. The bike still looks clean. So I think you're right. Yeah, just a little mishap. And Ryder Rodriguez is trying to capitalize.
Man, that deep inside line that Rodriguez just went through, he was dragging knee.
Yeah.
Not even dragging foot through that corner. He was dragging his knee through that corner. And now he is all over our race leader on the 16 machine. Rodriguez, by the way, he was 30th in our first moto, so not sure an issue or not there for the 55, but this is a great way to turn it around.
Play spoiler, playing with house money. You got nothing to lose. Go make something happen. Shake things up.
Yeah, last time by he did a 2:15.3 to a 2:15.9 out of Weiss, so he was going faster, not that much faster though. He definitely caught him quite a bit this last lap, was 4 seconds down. It does seem like as soon as he got to Weiss though, Weiss maybe woke up a little bit and has started to put the afterburners back on.
Yeah, bingo. He had that good gap. Matter of fact, even at third lap, he had just shy of a 5-second gap. That's gone. It's out the window. We're going to battle right here, and be interesting to see that mechanic, that pit board, when he comes through.
We're looking at about 5 minutes and 46 seconds left on the clock, so I'd have to imagine probably 2-lap card out next time by. So we got 3 laps of potentially this really good battle still building for our race lead. Weiss had to come to a near stop on that inside line. Rodriguez used that outside line, rips a fresh tear off. And he is full focus trying to make this pass happen as we charge through the first couple of corners and head our way towards these 10 commandments again.
Here we go with Rodriguez, and Rodriguez no longer playing follow the leader. He's on the inside right there, and just neither guy can get that drive that's going to push him. And now right up on the rear wheel of Weiss.
That time Weiss got really cleanly through that inside line entering the commandments, and it looks like he's able to just inch that gap back out ever so slightly, really riding the pegs well through that corner. That's what you got to do in these conditions, right? You got to stand a lot, make sure that your balance is centered, because if you get sat down and you get a little bit off center, that's when you start paddling and you see those legs flailing around.
Boom,
just like
like
right
that.
there.
On cue. Good call. Rodriguez going to work again. It's been that accordion effect, or that slinky, whatever you want to call it. Reels him in. He stretches it back out. Weiss has done a great job of sensing him behind him. You know he hears him.
Well, I mean, I just saw him right there in Storyland. He went to the outside. Weiss was coming up the inside, or I should say Rodriguez coming up the inside, and Weiss chopped that line off, made sure to hold that inside line so that Rodriguez couldn't get that drive to pass him, and then suddenly, boom, he has pulled that gap out just ever so slightly. Again, it's all about these minor mistakes that these guys keep making. You see a little bobble for Weiss, and Rodriguez closes up, and Rodriguez makes a bobble, and he just landed hard right there off our Rocky Mountain. But still looks like even gain time, so Weiss even maybe had a little bit of a bobble that we didn't see on screen.
That's it. Weiss and Rodriguez, that's the battle we're watching right here. We are into some lap traffic now. Is that going to be a factor as we get down to it? The 2-lap card going to be coming out.
Oh, Rodriguez doesn't look like he wants to wait anymore. He really sent it down that inside line, kind of got jolted and unseated as he came through it. Weiss able to swoop the outside and get that trip lap to the finish line again. So we just see this yo-yo effect. It seems like Rodriguez catches him. Weiss either realizes he's there or just gets a couple clean sections, able to pull back away. But again, to that inside line through our Wall of Fame corner right there, and Rodriguez keeps using that second rut to close it back in. It seems like they have, it's not even sections of the track, it's corners of the track that they're better on.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Each guy's got his strong suit. Who do you want to be in this situation? You want to be Weiss out front, or do you want to be Rodriguez, who's been there watching his lines?
Well, I think the usual answer here is you want to be the guy following, right? Because you can read the lines, you can figure out where you're better and try to set up a pass. But I don't know about in these conditions. Do you really want to be eating all this muddy, mucky ruse, getting it all over you, getting it on your jersey, having to rip more tear-offs? As we're starting to come into some lap traffic now, and Rodriguez is going to go to the far inside. After the 10 commandments, we got lap traffic issues. Let's see if Weiss gets held up a little bit. Oh, he's trying to switch lines up. Rodriguez to the outside.
Big mistake right there by Weiss.
And then Rodriguez kind of buried it into the outside line as well. So we're seeing little mistakes out of both riders. Oh, got a rider right in front of Weiss.
Mercy.
Getting stood up right there. Who is going to make the least amount of mistakes is really what it's going to come down to, it seems.
As we're watching that, give you a couple more highlights here. Gannon Lawson's up into the number 3 spot with Braxton Williamson, in the number 4 position. Damian Holmes back in 5th place.
They're working around a trio of lapped riders down this back straightaway. And again, it seems like maybe it is just the end of Storyland that's really the problem for Rodriguez. He keeps making little mistakes, and now that gap that was only 0.6 of a second, you could see them both on the screen. Rodriguez kind of isn't on the screen anymore. I didn't see if he maybe got held up by that lap traffic at all, but suddenly Weiss has a lot more breathing room, and maybe that's going to allow him to kind of, recompose himself a little bit, settle back in, and realize, hey, we're getting the 2-lap board, or we're getting the white flag, actually.
We are about to get the white flag.
He just needs one more good lap to get this done.
One more good lap, as you pointed out, the number 55 of Ryder Rodriguez. Moto number 1 had a 30th place finish. Now, where we might see a guy kind of check up, hey, I'm going to settle for the number 2 spot. Like I said, Ryder Rodriguez, I feel like he's playing with house money. Why not go out and fight for that first place finish?
Well,
and he's stuck behind the number 33.
And suddenly Rodriguez is going to be right there again. So all that breathing room that he had built up, gone. Rodriguez is now right on him again. And here we go again through these first couple of corners and into the commandments. Oh, Weiss almost got kicked off the side of the track right there. And Rodriguez down the inside might take the race lead.
I think Rodriguez has got him right here.
It's lap traffic, though. I don't know if they know that Rodriguez is to the outside. They kind of held him up. Rodriguez had to cut back to the inside. He is going to lead us to the inside of the commandments, and now Weiss misses the double in. He's trying to regroup and actually get those doubles cleanly, but Rodriguez now, he's the one with a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, Rodriguez being the big winner in amongst the lap traffic as he's able to make the pass on Weiss. And I'm not going to call it clean air out front. I'm not calling it that, but...
Well, I'll tell you, we're coming to the part of the track that 3 or 4 laps in a row we've said has been Rodriguez's trouble area, and he makes a mistake going into Storyland right there, paddling the legs through, still taking that far inside line, but it really was the exit right here that he made a couple mistakes on. He got a little bit held up in this rut one lap, and then as he jumps to the outside line right here, he also made a mistake, so Weiss is still just trying to keep it close. Looks like Rodriguez got through it a lot cleaner that time.
Yeah, Rodriguez right now going to be in the helmet saying just smooth, 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 no mistakes, or minimize them in the conditions. Gannon Lawson still back in that 3 spot. Braxton Williamson in 4th, and Elijah Marsh in the number 5 spot. Damian Holmes, if I'm not mistaken, the number 22. Yeah, he took the first Moto win. So he's sitting 6th right now.
Yeah, these scores are going to be a little all over the board
It
with
is.
Rodriguez kind of sneaking in, like you said, to play spoiler in this one. If he wins a Moto, we got Weiss, I believe, going 4-2. We also have, that 1-6 there out of Damian Holmes. It's all over the board in this 250C class.
Rodriguez wants to be that guy to go, hey, I went 31-1. I may not have won the overall, but I'm going to leave with a little bit of bragging rights.
There it is. Checkered flag waves, and Ryder Rodriguez steals the Moto win away from Robert Weiss on the last lap here of Moto 2 in 250C. You can see gave it a little rev after the finish line jump. He's fired up about it.
You got to feel good about that. You love seeing scenarios, at least from a spectator perspective, of a guy who works his tail off all Moto, and the white flag comes out and he says, all right, now it's my time. I'm going to take it. And then your heart breaks a little for a guy like Robert Weiss. Just not quite there. Braxton Williamson making a last lap pass as well. He will finish in the number 3 spot, and they are on their way down to the podium to talk with Jason Wygant.
Yeah, we didn't see that battle between Williamson and Lawson, but like you said, it did seem like there was some good mixing up right there. Williamson does finish up in 3rd, and as they cross the finish line, it will be Lawson still finishing in 4th. Looks like Elijah March holds on to the top 5. No, Damian Holmes just got him at the line right there by just a half a second. So Damian Holmes never gave up. 9 positions gained.
Yeah.
Ends up 5th in that one. And who knows, maybe that is the ride that salvages his championship week here.
That's right. Every position counts. As you take a look at your top 10 on RacerTV.com, as it continues to adjust as riders check in. Maddox Brown checking in for a 7th.
All right, we're going to get these guys on up. It's perfect weather actually down here right now. A little humid, but certainly by Loretta's standards, about as good as it gets. Well, digging down deep, Ryder Rodriguez to get that. I know. Last lap, last lead change right there at the end. That's why you never give up on it. And he's going to end up with a gold. Ryder Rodriguez. Well, I'm going to assume you just never gave up, man, because you made it happen right at the end.
Yeah, I just never gave up and went through all the lappers and passed them.
What's this feeling like to have the gold?
Feels pretty good because I had a lot of bike problems the first moto, so just to prove myself.
Awesome. What's the track like right now?
It's like, I don't know, it's just super grippy. Like anywhere you go, it'll just pull you that way.
Yep. Who do you want to thank, Ryder?
My mom, my dad, AMP, Troy Lee Designs, and FlowVision, HSI, First Security and Sound, Honda, Modesto, Olmi, Todd Stanley Films, and Daniel and Travis.
All right, we're going to make that look good in the photos. Hold that up, and let's hear it for Ryder Rodriguez. I like the speak loud cue card there. Well, Robert Weiss almost had this one. Great ride, got a whole bunch of laps led. He'll end up with the silver. Let's hear it for the man for the Garden State, Robert Weiss. All right, Weiss, take me through that one. Probably gets tough there at the end.
Yeah, definitely. I got the whole shot and was just clicking off laps, being steady. And then a few lappers just held me up, and I got a little sketchy on the last lap behind the lapper, and he got by me. And I tried everything I could to just stay on his rear wheel, but there was nowhere to get by him.
Right on. All right, you'll be back for Moto 3. Who do you want to thank?
My mom, dad, Haynes Realty, E&K Heating and Cooling, Factory Connection, Focus X Gear, Johnny Knowles from Scott Goggles, Kurt Mayberry Home Improvements, my grandparents, aunt and uncle, and everyone else. Thank you.
All right, there it is. Robert Weiss, your runner-up. And, oh, you got the Whole Shot Award too, Robert. Let me hand that to you. Take that photo there. That's Stasic Whole Shot Award and a $100 gift card. If he wants to get a Stasic, he's a little big for one. Maybe he can find someone that wants it. Braxton Williamson was third. Let me bring up our third place finisher. Looking for third, Braxton Williamson. Here he comes. Oh, you could tell the heat and humidity starting to roll back. These dudes are tired. Let's hear it for Braxton Williamson. Good job, buddy. How was that moto?
It's pretty good. Started to get a little arm pump towards the end, but Robbie Rayner Training Facility gets me ready for this stuff, so.
Paid off. Yeah. Who do you want to thank, Braxton?
I want to thank all my family, my mom, my dad, my sister, my mechanic Blake, Hicklin Power Sports, Dietrich Excavating, Rayner Modifications, Stape Suspension, and everyone else that helps out with me. That's ready for the next one.
Cool. Let's hear it for Braxton, taking third. That's going to do it for that C class, and we're back up, I believe, W.